that because I feel like I didn't describe that lore well enough. So I'm going to flesh that out a little bit deeper for you. Basically, what you learned was that you learned that way back in the past, much like today, wizards specialized in certain schools of magic. Unlike today, though, they only used the spells from that school, such as an illusionist would only cast illusion spells. They were very loyal to their school, not deviating out. The only ones that did were those that had become masters, and even then, they would only reach out to grab a few little spells of other classes. Septimus was the man who broke the mold. Essentially, he was the first war wizard ever. He did not proclaim dominion over any school, and as such used all schools equally. Because of that, he had a much larger repertoire of abilities that he could pull off given the situations, making him much more powerful than those that specialized in only one school. That has kind of been translated down through history, where now people do pick a school, but they're encouraged to look at the other school's spells and use them to help round out their abilities and their capabilities. I feel like I didn't really touch well on that last time. After discovering that information, and of course the burial site of Septum, you all exited out and noticed that all 3 moons are cracked. You spent the rest of the night engaging in the revelry of the town's freedom. This was slightly tempered, as here and there was concerns and talk about the cracking of the moons, ill omens and things of that such, but for the most part that was drowned out with the relief of being freed under the tyranny of the dragon and its army. You all eventually, some of you more drunkenly than others, ended up passing out from sheer exhaustion between the hard-fought battles and the party. It is just before dawn, and each of you are kind of nudged individually and are given a farewell by Natari. She explains to you that she's enjoyed her time, but she's got to return back. She's got duties to perform. And with that, she leaves. Was there anything specific during the party time that y'all were wanting to accomplish? Or just general enjoying self?
Is there a druid here to take Natari back?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't got anything specific.
Okay. Alright, so you all have experienced a long rest. All your hit points, everything's restored. You wake up, some of you a little bit worse for wear because of how much you indulged. Still early. You see that there's still a bit of triage going on, headed by Leilani Talandra. Appears that she's been up most of the night working. You see the elves are starting to gather and starting to return home. The town is in a state of recovery after the party, trying to reestablish everything. What is it y'all wish to do?
I'm gonna see if Tally needs any help.
Okay. So you approach her and she looks up. Oh, hey Charlie.
What can I do? I haven't had any rest.
Oh, I only need a couple hours. hours, I'm good.
Tally, you can't take care of everyone if you don't take care of yourself first. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Yes, but I only need 4 hours. I've had my 4 hours. I'm good.
You don't look like you've had 4 hours.
It's just been non-stop.
What can I do?
You got any healing spells?
No, but
Any medical training?
no.
Then the best thing you could do, and I don't mean to sound brash.
They stay out of the way.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
No, like I said, I don't mean to sound
I
brash.
have some potions.
I think it might be best for you to keep those.
Okay.
We're doing what we can here. Most are gonna be
Are there any
a long
kids I can
time.
keep entertained to keep out of the way? I'm good at that. Remember in the village?
Luckily, I haven't seen many kids come through here.
Oh, that's not lucky.
Yeah, they really don't need to be around this.
Well, I mean, if I'm seeing them, that means they're almost on the brink of death.
It's true. Okay, well I'll see if I can make myself useful somewhere else.
Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
Alright, as I stir and wake up, I suddenly feel, I think to myself, wow, my head feels so clear. I have not woken up completely without a hangover in so long. I feel great today. I want to walk around the town.
Okay. You see that it's in quite a bit of disrepair. You do see that some people have already started rebuilding. Most haven't awoke yet. It is still early, but there's always that section of go-getters that has to do it now that has already started rebuild.
Oh. Did we ever see if there was a shop in this town?
Considering how long the dragon had been here, pretty much all shops have been shut down. Most have been looted, destroyed, and that's what they're in the process now of doing, is rebuilding those to try to give some kind of infrastructure for the city.
Right. Okay. I guess I'll head back to the library.
Okay.
That we were.
You two?
You got anyone?
I guess just walk around town, look at everything,
Okay.
worried as hell about why the hell space is breaking.
You?
The second I would have woken up, I would have gotten a mug of just cold water to help with the hangover. And once I had that mug of water, I would just sit down on the side of the street, the sidewalk, and just be non-stop staring at the moons.
Well, by this point, they're very low as they're about to crest.
Right.
They're just barely visible as, it is dawn.
Yeah, I'm making eye contact and staring into them until they eventually get out of my line of sight.
As you all are going about this, you said you're headed to the library?
Yeah.
Before you're actually able to get to the library, you see a woman, female, elven. You notice the attire, as all the druidesses seem to keep pretty much the same attire. Begins to approach the group collectively before you all completely split apart.
Hey, did you need something?
Well, I was actually here to ask you of that. Did you wish to return to Unlana, or were you wanting to remain here?
Oh, right.
Do you all have
Jake.
any specific businesses in here?
Well, I mean, I think
I don't
we
think so.
accomplished what we came to do.
I was gonna go see if I could find a book of dragon weaknesses or something. You said Gabriel that the staff might be in an island south of Unlana, right?
Is that what I said?
An island to the south, yes.
Well, then we may as well go back to Luna.
If we've gotten all the information that we need to go ahead and get moving.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like an.
Can't we just take like a
possibly
holiday?
Underground, not underground.
It's like
drowned out.
We
city,
killed a dragon
basically.
yesterday. Do we have to set off like right now?
We don't exactly have to go headfirst into danger, but we don't think there's no exact reason to stay here specifically.
All right.
Let's keep moving.
Otherwise,
We need to keep moving.
sure. All right.
So
let's
I'm
take,
hearing you
yeah,
all
ta-
wish to return?
Yeah, take us to
Yes.
Unluna.
Alright, well, follow me. And she walks out of the town, up to a tree. After a few moments of chanting, you see the tree open up the portal.
As she's chanting, I cast see invisibility from the walls.
Okay. You don't see anything invisible.
All right, we're good for now, guys. No ghosts.
You all entered the portal?
Yes.
Okay. She follows quickly behind. Once again, that drop sensation hits you all as you step out
Never get used to
into the forest surrounding Unluna. She looks at you all, she bows, and she goes, I will leave you to your methods now. I have things to attend to.
that. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So, I guess we head south from here.
Shouldn't we go and see Kit?
That's,
Or
sure,
Kit
yeah.
or-
I mean, I thought you just wanted to keep moving. We can go see Kit.
Let's check up on everyone in
We need
Luna,
to
make sure
touch
they're
base-
alright.
Touch
Yeah.
base with the Kit first.
Once we do that, then we'll start heading out.
Alright, so you all are headed to.
Headquarters.
Alright. As you walk through, you see that there have been some soldiers already returned, and as you walk through, they all begin to applaud.
Oh, I take a bow. Oh, well, thank you.
The general civilians, town folks, are all standing around with big smiles on their face. You can almost see the joy of one city being freed has elevated their own hope that their cities may be freed as well.
Working on it.
You approach the tavern that has been converted into the headquarters. The guards at the door look at you, both with big smiles on their face, open the doors for you, and as each of you pass by, they pat you on the shoulder.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alright there, big guy.
As you enter in, you see the usual. The king is sitting there talking with the council. You do see Kit standing there. But she's looking a little worse for wear.
Uh-oh.
Do we see
Her
Roland?
eyes are a little bloodshot. She's got a big old bruise on her cheek. You can see a long gash down her arm. She's not unwell, but you can definitely tell she's seen a scrape.
My question is, do we see Roland?
Kid,
Apparently no.
do those giants catch you or something? You looking a little beat up.
Well, yeah, things got a little complicated, to say the least, but it's good to see y'all. It really is, and I'm really happy to see y'all.
Alright, so is Roland alright?
He's working on it.
Okay.
Fine working on it.
Okay, well, it's a long story, but we drove the one with the one that had all the heads. We were like plunking it with everything we got, and it was like not stopping. It's like everything we did to it, it just shrugged off. It just kept coming and coming and coming and coming. We were able to take the other two down. You know, even something that big, you plug in 50 arrows in it, it's bound to drop. But this thing. I swear we unloaded everything we had in him, and he just still kept coming.
Wait, is that thing still alive?
Yeah?
That's pretty near the town, isn't it?
We might want to go deal with that at some point.
We might want to go deal with that now.
Surely he won't go back. I mean, without the dragon to lead him,
He might just wander
down here. Hopefully he'll return home, but I don't know. But I mean, we pulled him a good 5 miles. finally he got a good shot off on Roland, and I ended up having to drag Roland. We hid in the forest. We're actually able to lose him. Luckily, I was able to flag down one of the Griffin Riders to give us a ride here. Roland's semi-conscious. He'll recover, but he's in a bit worse shape than I am.
And you guys would. I'd say we send Anderson, but I'm pretty sure you guys have players as good as Anderson here, like Leilani's mom.
He just needs some time to recover. I think he'll be fine.
Alright.
Whatever I can do,
Wait.
you're right. Whatever I can do, I'm sure there's other people here that can also do.
Wait,
At that point, the king speaks up and goes, "Well,
hold on. Did we take Leilani's mom, or she's staying in the town?
she stayed in the town.
Okay.
She's healing it.
She set up a triage station there." The king speaks up. "Well, congratulations. First step in freeing everyone has been accomplished."
Yeah. Now that we've killed one of his lackeys, I'm sure the head honcho dragon's gonna be pretty pissed, though.
Yes, I'm wondering about what retaliations we'll have to deal with.
Have the green dragons been back since we were gone?
No, they have not. I'd be glad if they never return personally,
Same.
but I don't see that as a possibility.
You know that sister dragon approached us.
I believe you mentioned something about that.
Mm-hmm. Can't help but wonder if she'll be approaching us again when we leave Luna, since that white is gone.
So what are your plans now?
Well, we think we found the location of the staff.
What?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
Gabriel found some information on it.
It's somewhere south.
He pulls forth a map. And he goes, "Where?
What?
South."
Where do you need to know that? Or-
Well, I mean,
Wasn't
There's
it-
nothing
I-
wrong with
perhaps
telling the king.
Well,
perhaps we can give you aid,
I
unless you want to go on your
Where was
own.
that island, dude?
I was just worried if the dragons came and attacked here, they'd make him tell them
Oh,
where
they're
we
not
went.
gonna get it out of the king.
Alright.
Can you show me again?
Alright.
Look how sturdy this old bastard is. I don't think he'd give
Yeah.
it an interrogation.
Where's Luna?
The little Luna's right here.
Nothing personally against you, Your Highness.
I can't remember. Wasn't it that little island right there?
It was one of these little islands.
Did you say?
You crushed my hand.
My bad. I'm a big person.
Did you say it was this little one?
The
Right
No,
shittiest
actually-
decks I've ever seen in my entire
Oh,
life.
Right there.
it's actually here. Like we're here, it's here. Is
It's just south of Edifast.
shoot. There's a dragon in Vargos, isn't there?
Dragon where?
In Vargos.
Yes.
What type of dragon was in Vargos again? What color was it?
One second. Gotta look through my notes.
Alright.
Vargos. That would have been Tevet the Swift, the blue dragon.
I thought it was
What exactly is his shtick?
So, you're looking to get to
But that's
the
the dragon expert.
small island of Elath.
Yes.
That's an interesting place. I can see why it's never been found if it's actually residing there.
It's supposed to be underwater.
Well, I know a little bit about Elath. It's a very small island teeming with life. One of the reasons it hasn't been utilized by Edifast for its resources is because it has some nasty things that reside there. One of the main predatory beasts there is the gorillon.
That doesn't sound very fun.
Gorilla?
Yeah, what kind of beast is that?
See how best to describe the gorillon. Think of an ape.
Mm-hmm.
Now think of an ape twice that size. Give it 2 more arms, claws, and fangs, with a bad attitude that hunts in packs.
So this thing has 4 arms?
Yes.
Weird.
So
That is what a
Max.
grill-on is. Hence why nobody's bothered to cut down the forest and use the lumber available from Ilath.
That's so gross. That must have been in your car for so long.
Oh yeah. I'm so eating it though.
That freaking McDonald's burger turned to cardboard, bro.
Do you have any means of transportation to Ilath?
no, we were wondering if you could tell us the easiest way
We
to
keep
get
losing
there.
horses and carriages. Didn't we have one?
Well, considering it's an island, you're not going to get there by horse and carriage.
But
Is there a
obviously,
way to
I meant
travel
across
there
the
with a
land
druid?
before we did.
No druid in their right mind would set foot on that place. It's
Well,
too
we don't gotta
dangerous.
set foot, just open up a hole for us.
Well, they can't open up a hole unless they've been there before.
We have been using sea vessels to escort people here. It seemed like a much safer route than traveling over land, depending upon where they would meet us. Also, keeping it, as the Greens wanted us, quiet.
Yeah.
These are not war vessels, as all the war vessels we had were destroyed when we were first assaulted. These are fast transport ships.
One question that I have is,
I'm all up for
do we know if there have been any cells of pirates that have taken advantage of the chaos and have been preying off of any ships moving off the coast?
Oh God, I hope not.
I mean, I would gather that the pirates are probably pretty starved right now, seeing how most trade has come to a halt.
I hope so.
But considering the path you would take would be well outside of normal shipping lanes, shouldn't be too big of an issue.
So it's
Yeah. And like I said, these are fast-moving transports. So if it came down to it, hopefully you could outrun something.
not exactly a huge threat, but still something to mildly take into consideration, I'm guessing.
Agreed. Yes.
What's the travel time?
That's also a good question.
We could get you there in about a month.
That's a long time.
I can man the ship.
He is a good sailor.
Well, we have crew.
Would they leave us there, or would they stay off?
Well, they would naturally wait for you to return.
Alright. Sounds good.
Alright, is there anything we need to do to get in preparation before we set out?
I mean,
If we're gonna do any preparation, it can't be here. They're already starved for supplies as it is.
Well, we constantly have ships standing at the ready for when we get tale of people needing transport here. So, whenever you all are ready,
what do you think
We
we
can-
need to do to prepare?
We've amassed a large amount of funds through taking out that dragon.
We need some more potions.
Shoot, the town got
Not
most of
just
it.
stuff like that.
But
We, we need
what-
to look at expanding our armament in general, Loss.
well, also,
I don't need any
if they
armament.
said that it's possible this staff
have
is
armaments.
underwater, do you know if there are any potions that would allow us to breathe underwater? Or any equipment that would allow us to breathe underwater?
alright, I think something got lost somewhere. Nobody but y'all have specified anything about underwater.
I thought you said it
No.
was underwater.
No, I
I
said
don't remember that.
that it was on the island.
I never
after
heard that
the-
either.
After the world cracked.
Oh, I thought the city was underwater.
No.
Maybe I misunderstood. Sorry. But it would be cool to breathe underwater.
It would be cool.
We could be a fish.
Fish.
I want to be a mermaid.
And if we did need to breathe underwater or walk on water, Anderson can handle that. He can do it to 10 creatures at once.
The lad's through.
We could walk on water.
Yep.
That would be awesome. You could be so fast, Albrecht.
Yes.
on the water.
But I feel like it'd be cheating though, because I want to be fast enough to run on water without magic.
All right. We're
Well,
getting
without-
sidetracked.
Sorry.
I have to agree with him. While this is mildly entertaining,
Let's
Sorry.
keep Bander at a minimum.
I do
Alright,
have
so
pressing
now,
matters.
Anderson, what equipment are you thinking that we need to supply ourselves with?
We can talk about that later. Point is there anything else we need to ask the king before we leave?
No.
So the ships be like ready now or when?
Yeah, so as I said, we've always got some on standby waiting for word, people needing transport.
Well, we can leave now.
That is completely up to you.
I don't.
I will make sure that one stays at the ready for you at all times.
I've just got healing potions. I'm not sure what we need right now.
I have a superior, a greater, and 2 regular.
Is there any other adventuring equipment that we need to take into consideration? Food? Should we get any other kind of supplies like that?
Will food be supplied on the vessel?
Naturally.
Yeah, you got fishing poles in the vessel?
Yeah. Just in case rations begin to run short.
I think we got plenty of rations.
If logistically we're all ready, then I believe we can set out
I
now.
think we can set out now. We're good.
All right. Let's go.
Good luck to you all.
See.
Alright, so what are you gonna do it?
We're gonna head on out.
Yeah,
Get
head
on
to the
this
ship.
You're gonna head to the ship?
Yeah.
Justin, you can hear what it hears.
What?
You can hear what it hears. You can put up headphones. Tell us how the audio sounds. I'm not telling him. I'm saying you
No, yeah. How do I do that?
can. Oh, you want to?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You plug in the
Is it on? Okay,
It's
on
right
that.
there.
Okay.
Gently, slowly.
Alright, so you make your way down to the docks.
I have a problem finding the hole.
Yeah.
Well, you know you don't have to wait.
Welcome to the ASMR portion.
Are you sure it's up there? Okay, there it is.
Alright.
Can you hear it?
Is it working?
Hold on.
Hey,
No.
stop talking so I can tell if I'm
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Hold on.
Is it still recording the audio while it's plugged
Ah, already.
in? Now?
I'm picking up audio.
There's a volume
I
button.
don't think you have to yell.
It is a lot of audio.
Yeah, but it's a lot funnier that way.
Joke's on you. It takes a lot to trigger these ears.
What?
Considering how loud he is, he's probably half deaf to begin with. So,
Probably.
I mean, you know, there's that.
I have resistance to psychic damage dealt over volume.
As does everything. With less than an intelligence of 2.
We've decided that Dex is my dump stat, not intelligence.
We just told you that because you're not very smart.
Alright, so you make your way to the port of Anlana. You see there are a couple ships docked there. You see
Go ahead.
several elves working on the ships, whether being regular maintenance, just making everything sure as everything's clean, going about, you know, your typical duties.
Alright, I'll walk up to him. So, did the king send any notice out to you guys yet?
Yeah.
We're the
You
guys.
coming aboard?
Yeah.
Yep.
Islath, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I've never been one for sailing.
Alright, well, I mean, if y'all want to get on board, stow
good, you'll
your
love it.
gear, we'll get this ship on the road.
Sounds good.
Don't you mean on the ocean?
No. Sailor jargon.
There's technically no roads on the sea.
Actually, there are.
There are
Yes. Shipping lanes, transport lanes.
metaphorical roads. All right.
Are you a sailor?
No.
How would you know if there are literal roads on the sea?
I'm not a sailor, but I've been transported via ship before, lad.
But you haven't truly sailed.
I've been a
Got a
passenger.
little sea blood in you, do you?
Yep.
Oh, nice to have you aboard then. Nice to know that there's at least one of you we're not gonna have to hold a hand.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
I've missed sailing.
I've sailed before. I've been a passenger before. I've just never done the sailing part myself.
Well, you gonna stand there or you gonna get on?
I'm going.
We can
I
Go
have-
on!
once you get your gears stowed, we can be out here in about half an hour.
Okay.
Alright, head on the ship.
Alright. So as you all enter on the ship, there are quarters provided for you downstairs that you're escorted to. A room for each. They're not fancy by any means, they're very minimalistic. You can tell that while this is a small ship, it's been built to house as many people as it can, so it's very...
I'm perfectly comfortable.
yeah, you fit just fine.
Likewise.
This is huge. Albridge, is your room as big as mine?
Yeah.
Such a big room.
Is
This
there
feels
anything
nostalgic.
that y'all want
So
to take care of
high.
in the 30 minutes before leaving port?
Nope.
It's
But
gonna
hey,
sit on
Jack.
top deck and look out at the ocean.
Alright.
Jay, I gotta go pick up a friend real fast from work. Take him home.
Okay. Well, I need to pee anyway, so we'll just take a small breather.
You gonna pause it?
I need.
And we're back.
Alright.
Jacob's still not here.
As you all have settled yourselves into your quarters, except for you said you were on deck. The half hour passes and the sails unfurl, and you all leave port. You, having been accustomed to sea voyaging before, notice that you leave out of port really fucking fast.
It's impressive.
You, after a little bit of investigating, you're like, how did the wind all of a sudden shift? You notice you're being helped along via magic. Somebody is controlling the wind to always put it into your sails.
That would have been really useful back in the day.
Back in the day.
I want to look around to see who's doing that.
You see a fairly young elven. His skin's not quite as dark as some of the other sailors, so probably pretty fresh. And you can see that he's like maintaining a constant flow of concentration.
Walk over to him. I'm gonna guess you're a hired crew. You're not generally a member of this ship.
My third voyage.
I see. Are you getting used to it?
Yeah. Once you learn how to not fall over every time the boat rocks, things turn out pretty good.
Yeah, you'll get your sea legs. You're doing a good job. Keep up the good work. That wind spell or whatever you're doing looks pretty useful.
Well, it's a little bit draining, but I got it. Can't keep it up all the time, but, you know.
Nobody can. All men have that problem.
Yeah, okay. Doors and their humor. I need everybody but Albridge, because he's familiar with this, to make me a Constitution saving throw.
I'm pretty good at those. This dice is nice.
21.
24.
Let me roll for Jacob. I'm sorry, Jacob. Ooh, actually.
Better than he would roll.
You
19.
helped him. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Anderson said, it's not his first voyage, but he just doesn't care for it.
You all adapt pretty quickly to the constant rocking and moving motion. Not anybody really experiencing any distress, so to say.
Thank goodness. I've heard about people's faces turning green. and vomiting all over themselves.
That one's True Life.
Give it a week. Once you'll start throwing up. But then give it another week and you'll stop.
You know about this stuff, huh?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go through a day-by-day travel because this is gonna take a month.
Yeah.
So we're gonna fast track a little bit. Is there anything anybody's wanting to particularly do during this voyage? Whether it be downtime activities or conversation-wise?
Just get us.
When I'm feeling bored, I'll go help out the crew members man the ship.
Aldrich, maybe they'll let you drive a ship. Do you drive a ship? Is that how it
Yep.
works?
I
Is
mean,
it called driving?
no, it's called sailing.
Oh. This is why you do this and not me.
Yeah.
It feels good to be back on a ship doing things that you know. Almost a pleasant return to home.
Can I steer it?
It's nice. But there's this one part of you that just bad memories try to resurface and you shove them down.
I can help you steer.
I can't see over the wheel.
Oh. Well, hold on. I just want to move a box. Alright, stand on this.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep my hands on the steering wheel, but I'm gonna let Charlie feel like she's steering.
Okay.
This is so much
It's like
fun.
giving a kid like a controller that's not actually turned on.
The thing is that kid's a lot stronger than you.
Yeah.
It's really windy
I'm-
up here.
I'm trying my hardest to hold.
The
to stop her
child
from
just so
completely
happens to be
steering.
rolly.
What happens if I jerk it this way?
Don't do it this way. Okay, that's enough steering. Okay.
Everyone, roll a deck saving throw.
What's that? Turn it more to the right.
All right, yeah, you should go to your cabin and
Yeah, I'm
work.
kind of tired. That was hard
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. Is it dinner time?
No. Oh, I know. Would you like? How about you learn how to fish?
Ooh,
Yeah, that sounds fun.
that's nice. Let's fish.
Go get Charlie a fishing pole. Just
Okay.
when you feel it pull. Well, I would say jerk it hard when you feel it pull, but don't jerk it too hard because you're too strong. It's just like
But
reel
I
it
could
back
get
and then
a
give it
big
some.
fish.
Like reel it back, give it some slack. Reel it back,
Can I
give
get a
it
big
some slack.
fish? Can I try to get a big fish?
Roll me a survival.
Since you ordered advantage, I'm helping.
Yeah, if you're helping.
Oh yeah.
Reel it back, give it some slack.
Oh, 19.
I mean, it's not bad. It's
Is it bigger than me?
about so. You're
You
looking
catch
about
a
2.5
megalodon.
foot.
How about this fish?
That's a. Wait, is that a poisonous fish? Okay, that's a pretty good fish.
Good, let's go cook it.
It just so happens that the Kraken is attached to your lure. Roll initiative.
Let's go cook the
You think I'd be
fish.
that evil?
I would
Well,
not
yeah.
put that past.
Well,
I would put that past
I've seen a
myself.
lot of stuff in 3 years, buddy.
You don't have to cook the fish. Every crew has a chef. Just take it down to the kitchen. Ask the chef to prepare it for you.
Just plop it on
That
the
would be
counter.
very presumptuous. You should go help the chef cook the fish.
You can if you want to, but it's
Okay,
the
I'm gonna
man's
go
job.
talk to the chef.
Okay. So you go down below decks to where the mess hall is. You see a man working diligently. He looks up. Oh, yes.
I caught this big fish.
Holy Christ. Wow.
Can we cook it?
We sure can.
Can I help you?
You have any expertise?
No, but maybe you can teach me.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
I
Come,
like to
come.
learn new things.
Come, we will do this.
Okay.
Right, yes.
Alright, so...
How do you fillet a fish?
During your
All I
time
have
down...
is this. I think it's too big.
Oh, it's a
During your
giant battle
time
axe.
down there, you don't really assist much as
Can I just kind of...
watch. He's going through the steps of how to properly fillet the fish and everything and remove the
I
scales and
can't
all
see
that.
what you're doing. I'm too little.
And you know, he's showing you, he's describing it to you. but he's really not letting you do a lot of hands-on.
Kitchen steel, folded one time.
You can dump these spices on it. It's like,
Yep, a little lighter, a little lighter. There you go. Yeah.
Learn love.
Okay. I'd say, about 3.5 weeks have passed by. Sailing's been good. With the wind always at your sails, you've been making good time. The weather's been fairly nice. You're coming into spring, so there's a natural breeze that's blowing through that helps to assist when the young man can't keep the spell up. Been calm seas.
This is nice.
Where are you spending most of your times? I mean, I assume, are you spending most of your time below deck or on top?
Personal bay.
quarter?
I'm spending most of my time at the front of the ship.
Okay.
I'm staying with the chef
up
because
top.
now he can't get rid of me.
Okay.
Even though he probably really wants to.
Just, looking out for islands.
Roll me a
everything.
perception check.
I'd like to learn new things.
Nice. That'll be 27.
27. Alright.
You see everything.
As you're gazing out one day, you see a spot on the horizon. Still too far away to make out what it is, but you keep your eye on it as you get closer and closer until finally you're able to make out it's another vessel. But because of your background, you realize that this vessel shouldn't be this far out at sea. It's too small. Looking further, you seen that there might be damage to the ship, as if the mast has been broken.
Hey, I call out to the person steering.
Huh?
I call out to the person steering.
Hey!
There's a ship out there. Looks damaged. Six hundred people. It shouldn't be this far out here. It's not the right ship.
Bring me a spyglass! Where at?
Yeah, over there. I think there's some people marooned over there or something.
Damn, you got some good eyes on your boy. Yeah, that seems awful small to be out in these deep waters.
Should we head it out? Check it out. Head over, check it out.
I mean, we can if you want to.
Yeah, just in case. I think it's better if we check to see that nobody's on there or anything.
Very well. We'll pull up beside her.
Alright. And I go and tell the rest of the party what we're about to do.
This would spark my interest, so I would go ahead and head up to the top side.
Oh, let's go see if anybody's on it.
Yeah,
We can help them maybe.
sweet. Or there could just be treasure on it.
No, or we could help the people because it's the moral thing to
Of course,
do.
if there's people on there, we're gonna help.
Or they
Maybe
could
if
attack
we-
us and we'll have to kill them.
But I'm just saying, if there isn't people and there is loot, we'll just take some loot.
And or do killing before said
You're
looting.
too so negative
Oh, I don't consider that a negative.
for you.
Alright. Whatever, let's just go up there.
Gosh.
So you all are going to the main deck?
Yeah, Dave read too.
Alright, so everybody is gathered on the main deck
Right.
as the ship pulls in beside, anchors drop. Looking over the ship, you don't see any movement on the ship.
Are there bodies?
Roll me perception.
Oh, I don't
That'll
think
be
I see
8, 17,
anything.
26.
26.
Mine's only a 9.
You don't see anything. You don't see any bodies lying about.
How big is this ship?
It's smaller than your own vessel. It's probably about half the size of your vessel.
We're right next to it.
Yes.
I'm about to hop on it real quick. Just take a
I'm
look
coming
around.
with you.
Sure. is it? Can we just like jump? I mean, I won't take any damage, fall damage, but
I mean, you could jump if you wanted to, or you could allow them to lay down the plank.
Charlie, you wait for them to lay down the plank. I'm just gonna head.
I have the slippers.
Yeah.
I could just walk down.
I get.
Into the water?
Are they right next to each other?
Oh, they're not touching.
Charlie, just wait for them to lay down the plank.
There's about a 5-7 foot gap.
I'm gonna take a running jump and just slow fall into it.
Roll me athletics. Or, I'm sorry, acrobatics.
18.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm waiting for
You
the
see
plank.
him. You see Aldrich back up and just take a running jump and leap onto the other ship. The elves are kind of like, what the crazy ass dwarf? Good with a man in a ship, but man.
He's a little bit adventurous.
You land on the other ship about the same time as they lay down the plank so that Charlie can board. Are you boarding as well?
Yeah, I'm bored.
Okay.
Let's check it out and investigate this ship.
Okay. Is that what all of you? Is that what all of you were doing?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah, Gabriel too. Sure.
Okay, so roll me an investigation check.
what exactly am I
Ooh, that was actually
I'm just gonna help Gabriel.
looking?
Well, rolled 2 8s.
That's funny.
So, Gabriel got a 13.
Okay.
got 17.
17.
2.
All right. So, Charlie, as you all have kind of broken apart and begin searching different areas, Aldrich is sticking with Gabriel and assisting him in your search. You come across something kind of disturbing.
Uh-oh.
You see a naked body laying face down. There seems to be a dried pool of crimson around the body, and there is a flag stuck in his back.
What's the flag look like?
The flag is, to give an easy representation, it's very similar to a Jolly Roger, but there are differences. Instead of the crossed bones at the bottom, it's crossed short swords. The skull actually has a axe that is cracking the top of it.
I'm gonna take the flag out.
Mm-hmm.
Go find them.
Okay.
Guys,
Yeah.
What's
we've
up,
got
boss?
a pirate situation on our hands.
I brought that
I
up
go-
with the king.
I go down to Charlie.
Okay. As you approach Charlie, you see her holding this flag.
This poor fella wasn't so fortunate.
You recognize that flag. It sends a very cold chill up your spine.
I wonder if this has, I wonder if I jinxed this by mentioning pirates whenever I brought it up with the king.
Good.
I bet we totally wouldn't have ran into this if I wouldn't have said something.
Where did you find that flag, Charlie? That okay.
John Doe back there.
She points you to the direction of
Naked man
the naked individual
in
laying
the
face
pool of
down.
blood.
I
He's
go over
been
to
here
said
for a
individual.
while.
Okay.
I want to see how long he's been dead.
You gonna flip him over?
Yeah.
Okay. As you roll him over, you are almost in shock at what you see. The entire front of him has been split open, the skin peeled back, and his all the inside organs have been removed.
Oh, I can't fix that. I slowly just put the body back over.
You two roll perception, and Gabriel too.
20. Not enough.
Okay. Gabriel got a 3. I got a 27.
Okay, well, you recognize that face.
Don't tell me.
Okay, I won't.
Okay, tell me.
You adventured with him for a little while.
Oh.
And then he split with you
Oh, never mind. Not
to
so
find
sad.
his own way back.
Ha.
Just the body of Chorus.
Oh, poor chorus.
Oh shit.
I'm just gonna put that body right there.
Okay.
I can't fix that.
Well,
I didn't like the
From the
guy.
inspection of the ship, you can tell that the mast has been completely broken
I
off.
didn't like him either,
and there
but
are
nobody
no-
deserves to
it's
die
been-
like that.
Where the sails normally are, it's been broken off underneath the sails. And there's so far been no sight of any piece of the mast.
You think he just stole the ship by himself? There's nobody else on here.
Don't.
He
Think
said he
so.
couldn't get a ship from port.
Well, actually, that's a good point. He might have.
If he stole this ship from pirates,
I mean, he never told you he couldn't find.
he said he could.
No.
Oh, no,
He
said.
did not.
But if he figured out that he couldn't and tried to steal a ship, could
I mean,
stand to reason
we-
why he's in this
We
situation.
know that he wanted to go to the other continent. We know that at the time he was wanting to go, no ships were heading towards the other continent. If he's on this ship and no ships were heading there, he might have bought it. But if he doesn't know anything about sailing, that was pretty stupid. And I didn't see any other
We
courses.
don't know if he knew about sailing or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, he
I
certainly
bet
did. He certainly didn't know about pirates.
He knew about him apparently.
I wanna. Can I try to figure out how long ago this attack happened?
Based on his body,
Yeah.
roll me a medicine check.
Nice. Rolling really good today. 22. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's a 13. 17.
17.
Be careful, Aldrich. The dice gods will hear you.
It's been a bit. You can tell because rigor mortis has set in. Your body's very stiff. It's very cold. You would give at least a month.
Looking at the flag.
Maybe even longer. You're not. You can't nail it down exactly, but he's been dead at least a month.
Looking at the flag, I think it's probably a good thing that happened so long ago.
If clerics can get speak with dead.
Yeah. They do.
Alright, I do have an idea. There's clearly some questions exactly to what happened here. If we wait, say give me at least till tonight when I say my prayers before I go to sleep, tomorrow I can speak to him. I have a spell that I can speak to the
I know what
dead.
you're talking about.
If we wait tomorrow, we can get some answers from him. He still has a mouth,
Well,
so that works.
Couldn't we just bring him with us and continue?
That works too, but who wants to hold around the body?
I mean,
you're the one volunteering, aren't you? Take it back to your cabin and sleep with you.
Oh yeah, sure. Like I want to deal with. Look, this lad, while he does look mildly handsome, I don't want him in my bed that way.
So,
He says about the guy who's got his chest ripped open.
I mean,
I'm looking at his face.
I mean,
what do you wanted to
in
find
all
out?
honesty, he deserves a burial anyway. We
Look.
should bring him with us and give the man a proper funeral.
Look, I don't know what you're trying to find out. I sort of recognize this flag. It was pirates. I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
I'm still just curious as to what exactly happened, lad.
All right.
I think we should keep moving because if the pirates are anywhere near here, I don't want to stay here.
No,
for
this
another
attack
day.
is at least a month ago.
All right. Well, I guess I'll take the body then. Oh, this.
I'm sure there's somewhere we can store it on our ship.
We'll get some answers out of him tomorrow.
Alright.
As you pat his naked ass.
Yeah.
Alright, can I have one
He
more
had a
look?
firm ass.
Can I have one more look below deck to see if there's anything valuable in this?
Below deck, yes. I mean, because
Take
basically you all just search the upper
Let's
deck.
do that too. I want to do that.
Take day
Okay.
roll with me.
Oh, set the body
I
back
should
down
roll
and go help
divinations
them.
for day roll before you do anything.
Hey, that's not great, but it's better than my last roll.
Nice. Okay, day roll's just going to use an 18 for his and bring it up to 23. Day roll got a 23.
I got a 16.
12.
5.
Better than my previous 2.
So checking down below below decks, whatever food or goods were once on this ship are long gone.
Thunder.
The entire place is ramshackled. Chairs are broken, tables splintered, counters ripped apart. It looks like there was... You don't know if somebody just intentionally destroyed the place or if there was one hell of a fight down here. There are splotches of blood here and there, but nothing like what you've seen upstairs.
Of course, his balls are touching your back.
I set him back down.
Okay.
Yeah, I said that whenever you were going downstairs, I was like, alright, I'm going to sit this down and then I'll go with you guys.
But the place is, I mean, it's more than just tossed. It's fucking destroyed.
Typical pirate attack. And so day roll didn't find anything.
No, I mean, it's been gone over. Anything that would have been any kind of hiding spot has been destroyed.
Alright.
It's a wonder that there's not, considering what you see down below decks, it's a wonder that there's not actually a hole in the side of the fucking ship. It's that fucked up.
Alright, let's take course back to Anderson's room and I guess we'll talk to him tomorrow.
He doesn't have to stay in anyone's room. There's plenty of other cabins.
It's not gonna stay in my room.
He doesn't have to stay in anyone's room.
I don't think the crew would like me to stick this any other place. I'll put it in my room. I'll just wrap it up in some cloth or something so it
Surely
doesn't
they've got some
smell as bad.
burlap or something.
Yeah, I'll wrap up the body.
I ripped the flag off of the pole and I crumble it up. I put it in my backpack.
Okay. You all are exiting the ship.
Hey.
Okay. As you all are coming off the ship, you see some really weird looks like, what the hell? You see one of them speaks up and goes, poor bastard.
You don't know the half of it. Since he's kind of like slumped over my shoulder, I kind of like lift him up and turn him so they can actually see the gutted, opened.
This, hold on. I'm gonna explain to him. We actually knew this guy.
As you do that, like 4 of the crew begin retching over the side of the boat.
Shit, I thought these guys were sailors.
That's the other half of it.
Hey, sailing's one thing, you know. Seeing a body cleave like that is something
Yeah.
completely fucking different.
So I flip him back over and put him back over my shoulder.
We actually knew this guy, so we're gonna take him with us and give him a burial once we reach land.
We're also gonna get some questions out of him tomorrow.
Hey, you don't have to mention that. It makes it sound like crazy people.
Fuck it.
Yeah, what he said. That does sound a bit odd.
I know some spells of the church. I can communicate with them.
Yeah, okay.
Look, the way I
you-
see it, if we can get some
You need
answers.
somewhere to store him.
Keep him in my room, but if you could,
Weirdo.
if you have any wrapping or anything, I can keep
You're
him.
not wanting to desecrate it, are you?
No, I'm not like that.
Well, I mean, because keeping it in your room's kind of fucking creepy.
Well, I don't want to make you guys have to sit here and smell this thing.
I mean, we do have specific quarters for that kind of thing.
Oh, well then, by all means, I just flop it on the ground.
Albert knew that they had specific quarters, but he
2 more of them.
he just-
retch off the side as it kind of
Yeah.
because it's deteriorated so much it kind of sloshes a little bit, you know, like
Stop handling it like that. I was gonna just go into the courts. I'm gonna be honest. I knew they had places they could keep it. I just wanted to make you keep it in your room.
How am I not surprised by that? You're just jealous because I got more magic with the gods than you.
Give me
So
some
a
time.
couple men bravely approach the body and very gingerly pick him up and head downstairs.
Anderson is. Now I'm gonna get these two mixed up because I was the actor for chorus. So, but yeah, Anderson's just internally mildly offended that they assumed he was gonna defile the body. He's like, what makes them? What would make
You're
them?
gonna take it back to your room. What would you think? You know, that's just kind of creepy.
What happens in my personal base stays in my personal base. Do not question the church.
As you all. So, what about the ship?
There's
There's
nothing on it.
And no survivors?
Nothing.
We might as well burn it.
He was the only one on it.
Very well. Archers, ready. Let's set sail, guys.
Give this thing a Viking funeral.
And as they begin to sail off, you see a row of archers all light up, and
That was someone's ship at one point. It deserves some respect.
within a few minutes, you see a big blaze as it's
Glory.
engulfed in flame. What are you doing now?
You moving?
I'll say last rites for the ship.
Okay.
The
Okay.
Father, the Spirit, and the Holy Ship.
A nome da padre. Ifite. Ship.
Yeah, how long that boy gonna take?
That's why he told us to go ahead and start with Adam because he knew he was
Yeah.
going to take this. Alright, so. Anderson is just going to go ahead and retire to his room. And he's going to, real quick, try to make contact with Lunik. So, through divine intervention.
Okay, roll divine intervention. What are you? Because you got to state before you roll. What is?
Right. I'm trying to get a hold of. Trying to reach out to him so I can talk to him. And when I talk to, if I can get a hold of him to talk to him, I want some
Hey,
explanation as what's going on.
To be
with the
clear, I
gods.
had sea invisibility on this ship. Was it a ghost ship?
Nope.
No, okay.
No dead souls roaming around.
Basically, he just wants some answers as to what's going on with the arcane gods. You know, he wants an update as to what's going on in the cosmic situation.
Okay.
That's not gonna work. That's a 27, so
Yeah,
that's higher than my
no.
level.
Nope.
In hindsight, I should have said I was doing that like every day over the course of the month, but oh well.
What are you
Once
doing?
every 7 days.
No, it's
I'm
once
gonna
every
stay on
day.
deck.
Okay.
It's only once every
Okay.
7 days if it's successful.
Alright.
And you, Aldrich, what are you doing after this encounter?
Once it reaches nightfall, I'm gonna sit atop deck, listen to the slush of the sea, and meditate.
To the slurp of Corus's body. He's so happy the Corus is finally dead. He's just internally partying. It's the person who voiced him. It's gonna be very not interesting to hear how you voice it.
I don't know. Mine can be a little different because he doesn't actually have lungs.
Oh, that's true. It's a high pitched Southern accent. It's just Skeletor, but a cowboy. Yeah, howdy.
So, you sit down to meditate. Anything specific you're trying to accomplish through meditation, or just centering yourself?
Still trying to keep control of myself, not to start brewing some ale.
Okay. The night rolls on. You all finally retire for the night. And you awake the next morning to kind of the same old, same old.
I need to change one of my scrolls. What level spell do you know was Speak to Dead?
3rd?
I don't know.
I can search it.
I don't have that information right at the tip of my fingertips.
I was about to say, I can search it, but if anyone knew it off the top of their
I
head.
haven't got all the spells memorized. Sue me.
You're supposed to be the DM master.
That's why I have all these fucking books. But the PHB is not over here.
Let's see here.
There's handbooks right here. Somebody's player's handbook.
3rd.
3rd?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So,
And it's 3 or 5 questions.
it is
5.
5. Okay.
Can I actually just hand me the PHB real quick? I want to make sure I understand how it completely works.
And you grab the semblance of life and intelligence to the corpse of your choice within the
there you are. You're done right there.
What?
Said you're done right there. In the intelligence part.
Intelligence was not Corsa's dump stat. That was strength. Like most of my characters.
It's under no compulsion to answer truthfully, but I don't know why he won it. He left on good terms with most of us.
Yeah, Corse made sure that he left on good terms with you all. That's why he gave you all the recipe to make guns and gunpowder as a kind of peace offering. Because he was like, I don't have anything against you guys, but I feel that we're searching different goals.
It can't learn anything new, and it can't speculate about future events. We should probably figure out what questions we're going to ask it before we do it.
Yeah, good idea. Alright, so Anderson is going to basically explain to the group how the spell works to you and Daniel. He, as a low-level cleric, would at least understand the premise of the spell. So, how this works is, when I bring him back, it's not actually he's permanently back, but we're just talking to his spirit. We can ask him 5 questions. That's all we get before he returns back to being dead. So we need to think carefully about what exactly we're going to ask him and the wording of what we're going to
You
ask.
should write it down.
I'm writing down 5 potential questions.
Alright. I create another one of those top 5 videos. There's so many of those.
I don't know, most of them were top 10.
That is true. A lot of them are... Mojo's big thing is doing top 10s, but I've seen a lot of top 5s too.
I think we need a shift in music. We've actually needed one for a while.
What is determined as inquisitive interrogation music? Ominous. So, clearly we want to ask what exactly happened,
Well, we know he was attacked.
or how he was attacked, how the attack went out. How was the attack carried? If we can gain intel as to how exactly they attacked the ship, we can use that information in the future. So, one question should be, how was the ship attacked?
Okay, I have why were you attacked? Where did your attackers go? How many attackers were there? And was anyone else on the ship?
Let me see the questions again, lad. Okay, so that's 4. Let's make the 5th. Let's make the 5th question how they attacked. If we gain information on their strategies, we can form a countermeasure if we encounter this law.
Alright.
Make that the 5th question. When everyone's ready, I'll cast a spell on the poor lad.
So, we're all agreed with why were you attacked? Where did your attackers go? How many attackers were there?
He might not know where they went. They're not going to tell him.
He might say north, south.
Yeah, he might be able to at least tell us the direction that his attackers went.
He's dead.
Right.
They killed him before they left.
You don't know that.
Okay, how about we change where did your attackers go to where did your attackers come from? Like what direction?
That could work.
He-
That could work. He may not instantly died the second that they did that to him. He may have been able to cling to life long enough just to see them go away.
Yeah, because everybody can cling to life when they had all their
Well, you know, he had
organs
some.
removed.
They
He did have.
gave him an autopsy.
He did have some magical powers, so maybe he
Alright.
could cast Cure Wounds or something just to give himself long enough to. I don't know.
Yeah. mhm.
Why were you
I
attacked?
don't
Where did your
think
attackers come
so.
from? How many attackers were there? Was anyone else on your ship? And how did they attack?
Those are the 5 questions. I'll let you lot ask the questions since you all actually knew the bastard.
Alright. Makes sense.
He's not going to talk to me. We didn't like each other very much.
What?
What?
Thought it was.
Yeah, he got.
I'm the only one that did
Yeah,
it.
he didn't get along with him more than he did
What?
you.
I didn't like it.
I tried. Well,
He's like, I didn't like
Well,
it.
he never caught on to it, so I think you.
Yeah, you must have kept hidden well enough because Chorus didn't think you and him were on bad terms. The only
It's
person,
because everybody thinks Charlie just loves him.
Yeah. Well,
Point is-
don't you?
the only person that had visible disdain for him was,
Rich.
yeah. Point is, you two know
And he,
at
and he
least know-
still didn't even dislike me, weirdo.
Point is, you two know him, so you ask the questions. Is everyone ready?
You gotta
Yep.
tell me what
Okay.
you want me to ask.
Yeah, these 5.
You want me to ask all the questions?
Yes, lass.
I'll just tell you what to ask one by one.
Alright, you ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
You hear this hollow sucking in as if it's trying to take a breath.
Ask him why were you attacked. Why? Ask him why the ship was attacked.
Why was your ship attacked?
They were fucking pirates! Why do you think they attacked?
Yeah, that sounds like something Chorus would say.
Ask him how many attackers were there.
How many were there?
I've seen at least 2 dozen.
No pirates.
Was there any other crew on his ship?
Is there anybody else on the ship? Your ship?
Yes!
Ask him what they did with the rest of them.
What'd they do with everybody else?
Killed them and took them to the ship.
They must have left him behind as a message.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, we have one question left. We could either ask where did his attackers come from or how did they attack?
How did they attack?
How did they attack you?
They appeared out of nowhere. They were already on us. It's like they were materialized, invisible.
Their magical means they were ambushed.
And they took the dead bodies back with
That does not sound like standard pirate.
That would fit all 5.
Yep.
At that point, you hear the as the soul is released.
Well, let's ceremoniously throw this thing in the ocean.
Why can't we just ask him more questions 10 days from now?
Do we want to spend our time doing that?
Why not? You got gentle repose, right?
Yeah, well, gentle repose is only if I'm trying to bring this bastard back from the dead. I don't even have to use gentle repose on him because there's no way to bring him back.
Just to stop him from smelling more.
That's not what the spell does, lad!
Yes?
However, I do agree that there is more information we need about this because this isn't standard pirate activity. Pirates don't go around taking the bodies with them and materialize out of nowhere.
Can you get
Okay.
one?
I think these pirates are
Alright.
cahooting with someone.
I take the flag out. I lay it on the floor.
Okay.
This flag is what I think it is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I have not been entirely honest about everything I know about this flag. I am more than just familiar with it. I was a member of this pirate.
You were a pirate.
I was not a pirate. I was a member of a group of honest sailors before they were pirates. Someone on the ship was corrupted by some dark force at one point, and they attacked with these weird magical powers. Everyone they killed got back up again, and they started attacking their friends, their allies. They tried to attack me. I had to jump overboard. I got washed away in a storm, and I haven't seen them since.
A necromancer pirate.
It's not good.
That's not good at all.
He was a good man before. At least I thought he was a good man.
How well did you know him?
Try to step over that back.
All my life up till that point.
Were you related to him?
Just get some.
He was the captain of the ship I was born on.
I'll hold it. You get some.
Yes, I was related to him.
Got it?
Yeah, he was my father.
So your father
Mom?
became a
So small.
necromancer pirate captain.
Apparently. I didn't know if he stuck to being... Yeah, I guess he's evil. My father's evil. He worships some dark god, the polar opposite of Afrina, which is why I got into worshipping Afrina in the first place.
Well then, that adds a thread to our chain of problems.
A little bit.
I think he's been looking for me, but he hasn't found it yet. It's been about 200 years since then.
Well, if you are right and he is looking for you, and he's operating within this area, we might want to deal with him first, because he could, if we goes unchecked, hinder our progress in dealing with the dragons.
We don't know where he is.
It's a wild goose chase. We need to get
Not
this- yeah.
entirely. If he is looking for you, we have bait.
You want to bait him here? He's not weak. I'll let you know.
Well, neither is the ancient dragons we're facing, lad.
True.
I'm looking at this as, if you are right and your father is hunting you, and we just happen to finally be in an area he is moving around in, he could seriously hinder our progress. If he just so happens to track you down and finally come after you, the moment we are so close to securing something to kill the dragons...
Oh no. We burned that ship. We made a giant smoke column. If he's still around
That's
here,
what he wanted.
he might
This
have
wasn't
seen it.
Tell the captain to get all hands on deck ready for combat. We might be facing something.
How far are we from that island? Captain,
Captain!
Hi.
how far are we from the island?
About 3 days.
Can we make haste?
We got a
We're
little,
making about as much haste as we can.
little bit of a
We
problem
might
here,
have
Captain.
pirates on our tail.
Excuse?
Pirates.
What about?
They may be on our tail.
Come down here. We need to speak to you.
Alright, hold on. You hear a couple of commands. being
Right.
issued. And then you hear thump, thump, thump as he comes barreling down the step. Now, what is all this ruckus about?
I hold up the flag. We have reason to believe that the pirates that have this flag as their symbol may be in this area and coming after this ship.
We have reason to also believe that burning
Well,
that
we've
ship...
had clear skies, calm days. We'd see them miles away.
That's the thing, though.
What do you think that
We
ship was
questioned this lad. They
Wait,
didn't
he cast
say...
that spell.
Yeah, I casted a spell. Point is, we spoke to this lad's soul. He said that they just appeared out of nowhere.
Wait, I can't see invisibility.
Through magical means.
Okay.
Can we make our ship invisible? Do we have a spell that?
Point is, we have come to the assumption that we might have just sprung a trap in any
Gabriel
second
says
now.
no.
This ship could be attacked.
Man,
I'll put everybody on full alert. We'll have our archers standing by.
Have the rest of your crew at least mildly combatively ready?
Yes. Thanks for the heads up. We'll definitely keep our eyes peeled. As you hear him go back up, I want to double the watch. Everybody, arms prepared. We're on full alert.
If we did just spring that trap, it could be any second now that we're attacked.
Let's cut Anderson's head off.
Alright, who's gonna do it?
I don't have anything to cut it off.
I could. I don't think I
Charlie?
can cut it out with ghost knives.
Wait, Charlie, we're about to face a necromancer. We don't need potential undead on the ship.
Yeah, an undead that can use gunslinger and ranger abilities.
I'm not gonna kill Anderson.
He's already dead. Just cut off his head so we make sure he can't come back.
It's not Anderson, it's Cor.
Oh wait, sorry. Like I said, I told you guys there was going to be a little bit of confusion here when you have the corpse.
Anderson, why are you suddenly suicidal?
Cut off my head now.
Do it.
Split his head.
I can't
I'll
become.
gladly cut off Chorus's head. I never liked that.
I can't become a member of the enemy that can't use me.
Yeah.
Where's the body?
It's right here in front of us.
I slice off his head.
With your axe, that is not a problem at all.
Now we also gonna
Like a hot knife through butter.
Are we gonna just kind of throw his body in the ocean, kind of like ocean burial?
I could wield the head into the ocean. I don't even wait for them to ask me.
Alright. Guess that's the plan. And I'll take the body and throw it over.
Actually,
Okay.
well,
I just imagine all three.
we could have kept the head. That might have still been able to ask questions, to answer questions. You know.
They did have a mouth.
You know what?
Fuck.
I'm gonna jump off the ship real quick.
Okay.
That would be a good time for you to run on water.
Yeah.
It's
Do
not.
what you were made to do,
It's not
Aldrich.
floating.
Well, no, actually, the head by itself might be buoyant enough to float to the
The
surface.
head would float.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
There's
go
enough
get
air
it.
in the skull.
Good boy, go fetch.
Wait a second.
The brain's mostly deteriorated by
Okay,
now.
all right. Yeah, fair enough.
Alright, throw me a rope.
Here's your rope.
Alright. I climb up the rope that Charlie's holding.
Okay. What are you doing?
Stick its hair in my mouth to hold it, and then climb up with 2 hands. God.
That's disgusting as shit.
I know
Roll me an athletics check.
Sorry, Aldrich.
Modified 17.
It takes you a minute, considering how slick everything is. There's a bit of brine on the bottom of the ship that, provides a little bit of challenge. At one time, you almost dropped the head and clenched your teeth a little tighter on it, and then the seawater kind of squirts in your mouth, and you're like, oh god, I just hope that's seawater.
Sebastian.
And continue to climb up, and you finally are back on deck. So, in seawater.
I just want to bring something up. This entire weekend has been nothing but Sebastian's characters solving their parent issues.
Yeah, I know.
This is amazing. I love it.
But,
It's helping me solve my real life.
I told him not that long ago that there was something I had planned.
Right.
And it just, how it came about.
I didn't know if it was gonna be this or if it's gonna be something Afrina wanted me to do.
I do love though how Crimshaw and Aldrich's
Well, I mean,
marriage
I
is-
had decided, when y'all got in the boat and came this way, this was planned for 3 weeks now. At least.
I like how it just happened to chorus. Oh, it's good. Dying up all the loose
It
ends.
made the most sense.
It did. Oh man. So, just in case I ever want to go back to that character, that's no longer a possibility. So you got the head? Ew.
Yeah, I got the head.
Just Anderson just like slowly swipes away the little bit of spit that just landed on his face.
How can something that's been dead for so long be so greasy?
Sorry, Aldrich.
It's fine. It's
So-
fine. You had the right idea. You had the right intention.
Thought about something. If we did spring his trap, but we also want to deal with him, could we?
While y'all are RPing, I gotta buy it real quick. So
Right.
Like, if you're thinking about staying in the same place, there's no need to. Because if he's around here, he'll catch up. And if he's not staying in the same place, he'll waste time. I'm gonna... If I had to guess, I'd say he'd get there somewhere around the time we get close to the island.
Alright. Because here's the thing. Well, here's what I'm thinking. We've sprung... Let's just say theoretically, we've sprung his trap, he's after you, right?
Yeah.
He's a sailing man, right? He was a sailor?
Yes.
We make him fight on our terms. He has to come to us. Make him, I may be putting too much faith in this, but if he's really so bent on finding and getting you, we may be able to throw him out onto the land and have a sort of advantage.
Maybe we can use that island's bad things for our own good.
Or at the very least, use the environmental advantage to draw him on the shore.
Mm-hmm.
That might actually make him even more powerful.
What do you mean, lad? God, impersonating another country's accent, you do get some things mixed up.
I take after some traits from him. Namely,
But at the same
he's
time-
very maneuverable. It might be better if you trap him in a small space.
We don't want him like killing one of those gorilla thingies and bringing it back to life.
Oh, righty, fair point. So, we're gonna fight.
We're gonna
But
have to
then
fight
again,
him one way or the
he's
other.
also a very strong swimmer. Maybe we should have tied him on. We'll probably have to deal
We've
with it.
gotta go to land anyway.
We'll deal with it once we see his ship. We'll figure it out.
Right. Point is, though, me personally, I want to say I think that we should deal with this now, Aldrich. I don't think we should run away from this. If we ignore this, it's going to make going after the dragons possibly even harder. We should address this now. The dragons are an immediate threat. This could be an immediate
Okay,
threat.
how about we keep going to the island but at half speed so he can catch up to us and we can deal with him.
Sounds good.
If we dock on the land and he catches up to them while we're not on the ship, he could kill all of them and destroy the ship.
Yes, I agree. We don't want this crew to have to fight him without us here. Not that I doubt the capability of this crew's fighting, but I don't think they can stand a chance against a necromancer.
Mom. Mm-hmm.
Unless, do you all have holy bullets?
What
Wait,
are
I
bullets?
can make holy water.
What the hell
Or
are,
holy crossbow bolts.
what the hell are bullets?
Holy crossbow bolts.
you get no response.
Fuck you too. Wait, but I did think about something. I can create holy water. Maybe I could create enough bottles of holy water that we can cover all these crew's cutlasses in it, and they could have a better chance against fending off against any kind of undead forces your father has.
Mm-hmm.
Man, get to work on that.
All right.
I'm gonna go up to the captain of the ship.
You go up and you see that everybody is eyes open. You see swords strapped, armor on. Everybody is on the ready to go.
Question. Do you have the player's handbook?
I do.
Okay, can I say that? Because I know there's something about how clerics can expend one spell slot and a certain amount of gold to create holy water. I'm just trying to find it.
Alright, so you go upstairs.
Yeah. I go to the captain. So, what we're thinking is, if he's coming after us, we don't want him to catch up only after we've docked and all of us are already on land. We want him to catch up while we're still on the ship. But we can't just sit here and waste time. So we're thinking we'll go towards the island but at half speed.
So let me get this straight. You want what would normally be a 3-day trek to turn into a 6-day trek. Exhausting my men by staying on double alert. If they hit us on that 5th day, my men will be so tired they won't be able to defend themselves.
That's a fair point. So, how about we go at full speed towards the island when we get there, we just sort of dock and stay near the shore for a few days.
Fair enough, we can do that.
Alright.
25 gold. It costs 25 gold and 1 first level spell slot to create a bottle of holy water.
Got so much money.
Okay.
Yep.
So much money.
Alright.
You can cover that.
So-
How many bottles do we need, mate?
How many crew members are there?
About 15.
15. If we make enough for each crew member, at least has 1 bottle, and let's say they coat their swords in the bottle of holy water, that would give them capability to defend themselves against any undead forces this necromancer throws at us.
That's 375 gold.
375 gold and a total of, so you said 15?
Yeah.
15 spell slots in total. I think I can do that here. 4, 3, that's 7. No, actually, no, that's 4. Then that's